Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's Proverbs with Paul in the afternoon. And it's been a glorious sunny day. It's starting to get a little bit cold now, though. But what a wonderful day. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 3. To do righteousness and justice is desired by the Lord more than sacrifice. To do justice is to do the just thing. To do righteousness is to do the righteous thing. And both those factors are reflective of who God is. And so it's God's desire to represent himself in the deeds that he does. And he wants those who follow him to represent him. Therefore, he desires that we too do righteousness and we too do justice. Now, when we don't do justice, but we do injustice, and when we don't do righteousness, but we do unrighteousness, there's a penalty to pay. And the penalty is sacrifice. The sacrifice that was provided for by God as a means of bringing deliverance to the unrighteous and the unjust. So the sacrifice is there to clear the mess up. But the line in terms of the high water mark, as far as God is concerned, is to do right and to do just. And there are many different ways that we can be righteous and many different ways we can exercise justice in the management of our interaction with people, by the decisions that we make as we go through life every day. There's opportunities for us in all kinds of ways to do the right thing. The trouble is, when the choice to do the right thing is upon us and our tendency is to do the wrong thing, unless something changes within us, we will continue to do the wrong thing. Now, when we become a Christian, God gives us his Holy Spirit, and his Holy Spirit speaks to our spirit even before we do the wrong thing. And he brings us to a challenge and says, hey, Paul, that's not who you are. Now, if we listen to that still small voice, we are given the opportunity to not do the wrong thing. But if we ignore that still small voice, we are more than likely to do the wrong thing. And it's the same with justice. When we are being unjust because we are not being fair in our dealings with someone or a situation, a conviction comes upon us and says inside of us, that's not who you are, Paul. That's who you were. That's not who you are. And so in the same way that God speaks to me, so God speaks to you, the still small voice of the Holy Spirit. But you have to learn to listen to him. You have to learn to tune your ear into his voice. And better, more than both of those, you have to learn to obey that voice. Thank you for joining me. Be blessed. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.